Kellogg and Greg Anthony. The Bulls are enjoying this. Last year they came away with wins, never losing.
And last season they made short work of
games against them. A definite disparity in talent. We'll see if they take advantage again tonight.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. We've got Tayshaun Prince, Garnett out there with Towns, Bennett and Guard. Minnesota really had a rough year last season. A lot of people know that, obviously. A lot to do with their defense. Greg struggled in almost every defensive metric.
Yeah, and, you know, they struggled at times guarding the basketball, but ultimately I think the biggest issue for them was their inability to protect the rim. That's an area and a point of emphasis that has to improve for this young team.
Here's Rose after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. They set the screen. Rose kicks to Gasol. Garnett grabs the board.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Rubio with it. Butler covering. Garnett the screen. Wiggins outside. Again, Wiggins missing.
Almost.
Other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Rubio dishes to Towns. And Rubio gets it to go on the assist by Towns. Rubio's got his first basket.
Great unspoken communication between teammates leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
Mirotic has a wide open look. No good on the triple.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, as a coach, you can really ill afford to have those types of opportunities presented against your defense.
Now Rose, following the three-point attempt by Andrew Wiggins. Gasol. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Kicks to Wiggins. Baseline try. Again, Wiggins missing.
It has not been an easy quarter for him, at least offensively speaking.
Butler with the ball. Now guarded by Towns.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Garnett kicks to Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And Greg, has been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one. He sniffed out that board and then powered it back in.
Pure Mike Clark, so strong going back up with that one.
Playing to his strength, too, guys. That's what he's capable of. You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Well, it didn't take long for us to see just how explosive Andrew Wiggins can be in the air. I mean, had a handful of huge dunks throughout the course of the season. He's going to make a lot of posters during his NBA career.
And here's Wiggins following the three-pointer by Derrick Rose. Wiggins kicks to Towns. And it's Chicago with the rebound. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And it says a lot about you that even when you're not at your best, they definitely were still in that game and able to win comfortably.
Greg, they were better than the box score might indicate because they were solid in execution, more so than the stats would show.
Well, Greg, you're right. It's clear to see with Wiggins. He is already fearless with his dunks. Clark, he'll go right at any big man with impunity and finish over him.
Yeah, and I think people knew he was a special dunker, but they didn't know how aggressive he would be in attacking the basket. That's where he surprised folks.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of Miami.
Guys, it was like there was a lid on the basket in that game. No matter how many plays you make at the defensive end, hard to overcome such a lack of production offensively.
Well, you know, the high-quality shots were few and far between for them, guys, and they have nobody to blame but themselves for that. You've got to do a better job of working harder to put up points. A look now at where the Timberwolves ranked in the NBA last year. 6th in free throw percentage, 7th in points off turnovers. And they made their way into the top 10 in second chance points. I mean, this is a team that really emphasized chasing down missed shots, and they did a pretty good job of it.
And you look at their free throw percentage, not to be overlooked. I mean, this was a team, I thought, that did a really good job of taking advantage of their opportunities.
Now, here's Rubio. 9-point game his last outing. And Gasol sends it back. They get it back, and here's Prince outside. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What'd you find out, DB?
He singled out KG as a player they would like to contain. He said that it goes beyond what KG can contribute in the stat sheet, explaining when Garnett gets going with his intensity, that just feeds into the rest of the team and it becomes a vicious cycle. Keeping Kevin from igniting his team is something they'd like to avoid here.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Now here's Prince. Dishes it to Towns. Garnett with it. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a quick choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season, seemed to think that Clarkie was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after him.
And so Gasol nails them both.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Mirotic. Heinrich comes in for Tony Snell. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. Now here's Gasol. 11 points for him in that last game against Oklahoma City. Brooks setting a pick for Noah. Heinrich against Martin. And the rejection by Jang. Now here is Martin. Not a lot of room. He feeds it to Levine. Down low, outside for Martin. Clock at 6. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
And, you know, that just added to their confidence at the offensive end. I mean, knowing that free throw shooting was something they didn't have to worry about gave them a lot of confidence to play freely.
And the Bulls making a change here. Gibson's checked in. Good on the second free throw. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Timberwolves trail by 4. We've got 1:48 left here in the opening quarter. There's the pick. That's a turn off the pick.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Now here's Butler playing Oklahoma City. He was nearly unstoppable. 1:22 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Levine. And the first shot of the night for him missing. Chicago's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Gibson passes to Butler. Gibson setting the pick for Butler. And there's the defensive 3-second call.
And you look at Joakim Noah, I mean, one of those hybrid talents. As a center, he gives you the rebounding, the shot blocking you want, but then he also has tremendous passing skills and instincts and the energy of a mountain lion.
And the technical free throw is good. And going back to Joakim Noah, he really is a hybrid. He holds American, Swedish, and French citizenships. He's truly a man of the world, and he's worldly on the floor. He can guard and play a lot of different positions.
And Kevin, he looks like a man of the world. He has a unique style unto himself, but I'll take the versatility and the hustle he brings on my team any day. If he's healthy, he's a factor.
And for most of his career, Taj Gibson has been a tremendous role player up front. GA, he's been extremely steady over 6 full seasons.
And Kevin, he gives you a lot of energy and athleticism when he enters the game. He's got the great length with that 7'4" wingspan. But to me, it's not just about having it. It's about the fact that he utilizes it. And it really allows him to get in there and attack the backboard and contest shots.
First one falls for him.
Yeah, you know, talking about Gibson, he started 70 games his first year and made the all-rookie team. But thereafter, had been mostly a 6-man off the bench through last season. It happens, but it's still somewhat unusual for a guy to go backwards like that.
He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
And talking about Gibson, if he ever wants to be seen as a high-level starter, he needs to work on a few things. More bankable moves in the post, more fluid post game, if you will, and really increased strength and consistency. I think those things will carry.
Fast break, Minnesota. Here's Muhammad, takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Muhammad's got his first points in this one. Chicago leading. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Muhammad with the steal. Pass to Levine. With 1 on the clock. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Bulls lead by 2. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls.
I mean, I think it's been noticeable just because this has been my decision, too. And I want to make it good, great, actually. Not good, but great.
I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of thought, and it's hard to imagine him having made a better pick.
You know, I agree. Not only is he happy, but so are his teammates, Ask Rose and Noah and Butler. Those guys love playing with him, and you can see how the change of scenery rejuvenated the big Spaniard, too.
Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
I tell you what, the scoring has come in threes for the most part here so far.
Every time down the floor, it seems they're knocking down the triple.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for Chicago right now, the big men are Gibson and Noah. Rose and Snell teaming up in the backcourt, and it's Mirotic in at the 3 spot.
And that's a well-contested shot.
Well, we've seen him before. He does not allow you to just get easy baskets. He's always going to make you work for it.
Now, here's Rose. Talking about that win against the Thunder, he was definitely a major factor as well. And there's Mirotic on the assist by Noah. And it's a 7-point Bulls lead.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Guys, the Bulls defense was as stout as ever last season. A big part of that is they have guys that challenge you inside and at the rim. Even off the bench, all of their bigs are mobile and protect the basket.
Here is Rose. Snell from outside, and again it's the Bulls from deep.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, it's been an impressive offensive output. Really hard to decide, guys, which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Clark, there's no wrong answer to that one, my friend. Sensational alley-oop all the way around.
Agreed.
And guys, you know what? You wouldn't know that they're the team that's actually trailing with how they were able to pull that play off.
Now, here's Rubio. Following the miss by Taj Gibson, here's Wiggins. And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They have got to figure it out.
Pau Gasol is checked in for the Bulls. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Prince is checked in. Free throw good, Wiggins.
In last season, the Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. Might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help. Yeah, but you have to love that tough interior defense.
And, Greg, that's exactly what he gives you. I mean, he's constantly making his presence felt around the rim.
Now here's Wiggins. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Miami. Jones checked in for Minnesota. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Well, Greg, it would work out for Minnesota with all those losses. They got the lucky bounce, Clark, and the #1 pick in the draft.
And, you know, it's the first time in a long time that the worst team in the league actually got the top pick in the draft, allowed Minnesota to add another great young big to complement Rookie of the Year, Andrew Wiggins.
Now here's Jones after the miss from Pau Gasol. Here's Wiggins. Great D that time from Gibson. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Snell from outside. Andrew Wiggins pulls it in. Timberwolves trail by 3. 11 feet away. And that one comes up a bit short.
And another miss. Oof, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. Here's Gibson. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
That is a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yeah, he was on the money, that's no doubt. Now here's Wiggins. He's got 5, and he gets it to go.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Jones with it, and Rose picks him up defensively. Here's Prince, and he uses the glass on the layup. And it's now only a 1-point Chicago lead.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Now here's Gasol. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. It's incredible to think that Pau Gasol last year set a career high in points in a game for as long, Clark, as he's played. He had that 46-point game in January.
Yeah, that's 46 points for Pau to go with 18 rebounds. I mean,
right.
You rarely see a player of his age putting up a career high like that.
And with Pau, that 46-point game, he became the oldest player to get 45 points and 15 rebounds.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Gibson. And it's Brooks in for Rose. Minnesota also making some changes. Gorgui Dieng's checked in for Towns. Bielitsa comes in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Muhammad in for Wiggins.
And a final point, guys, with Pau's career game. It's crazy to think that he did it while not being the first offensive option. I mean, he had been the go-to guy with his time in Memphis for so long. Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Chicago calls timeout. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And, Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up. Moment here to see the stats for Butler. He's coming off an excellent season, 11th in steals, and he ranked in the top 15 in points per game, one of the league's premier offensive threats.
And as we saw last year, I mean, a difficult guy to run the offense against, constantly jumping the passing lanes.
Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Tony Snell. Chicago's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Brooks dishes to Gasol. Pass to Mirotic. Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
Levine's checked in for Tayshaun Prince. And good on the second, so he makes them both. It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is the longest playoff drought in the league currently. Wolves want nothing more than to get back to playing playoff basketball, and featuring the #1 pick in last year's draft will help.
Good way to start, you're right. Butler with the ball, now defended by Muhammad. And Brooks, here we go. And the rejection by Jang. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Here's Levine. Kept alive, Minnesota. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And, you know, even though the Wolves have been out of the playoffs so long, you get the sense it won't be too much longer. They've got a really nice core to build around, and I think could be special, especially Andrew Wiggins.
And as you mentioned, the Wolves could be back in the playoffs in due time. They are headed in the right direction. Some mistakes have been made along the way, but you have to like their future now.
He doesn't get the second one. Well, there was a time when the media had written off Shabazz Muhammad as an impact player he showed last year. He belongs in this NBA.
Yeah, certainly did. I mean, he improved in every facet of the game, and sometimes we tend to write guys off a little too soon, Kevin. The media in general, not you in particular. He's been a big-time performer for the Wolves.
Here's Muhammad. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. Now here's Muhammad. 14 points from him the last game against Miami.
Yeah, but I also thought the rebounding was impressive. He got some huge boards in that game. And for Muhammad, it's weird that so many fans have given up on a player just after his rookie season. I mean, he's vindicated anyone who stuck with him after his slow rookie start. And for Muhammad, a lot of it had to do with the hype he got in college, coupled with his age situation. So when he struggled, people were too quick to write him off. But he has showed he can ball.
You know, guys, one of the things that is always going to keep you competitive against the West is a good defense. It's one reason why the Bulls tend to be a tougher matchup for teams from the West because they do D up.
The Bulls making a switch here. Noah's checked in. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Martin's checked in for Jones. Brooks kicks to Gasol. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And it's 7 points for Pau Gasol. Timberwolves trail by 6. Bulls had a good year against the West last season. 17 up, 13 down against the Western Conference.
Yeah, and how about playing 500 or better against every division in the Western Conference? So impressive to think they did so well given how many games some of their starting players missed.
Now here's Gasol. Following the miss by Kevin Martin. It's Noah with the drive. Good! Noah's got the lead up to 8 now for the Bulls.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Now here is Martin. 14 points from him the last game against Miami.
And I thought the contribution he made by just generating contact, getting to the line was outstanding, guys. I mean, he picked up a lot of points at the stripe.
Butler. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Butler's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Now here's Muhammad, defended by Butler. Martin, the pass to Dang. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
Good-looking screen by Gasol. And Brooks. Here we go. There's 21 seconds left in the first half of the game. And they're pushing it up. And now just a 4-point Chicago lead.
Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Here's Brooks. And the shot is good. And the Bulls lead by 6.
Bad time for these defenders to be standing around watching. Not while the ball's in his hands.
And so we conclude the first half. It's the Bulls up by 6. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, Doris. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the 3rd quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. Their biggest lead during the opening period was 5. And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters. Mirotic really making a difference here.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Checking out the group for Sam Mitchell to start the second half. Tayshaun Prince out there with Garnett. Then there's Towns. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. And it's Rubio in at the point. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose. Rose against Rubio. Towns sets the pick for Rubio. He dishes it to Towns. Just 5 to shoot. And a wide open look here for Wiggins. And the shot is good. The Chicago lead has been cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Kevin Garnett.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Now here's Rose. 7 points in the game. Gasol dishes to Rose. Mirotic, a screen on Wiggins. And Butler, here we go. Wiggins with the block. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. And Rubio kicks to Towns. On the wing, Wiggins. Towns sets the pick for Wiggins. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Wiggins has got 9 points.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
The jump hook, and Pau Gasol, the bucket on the assist by Rose. Rose has got assist number 5 here tonight. Timberwolves trail by 4. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, with 111 first-place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
For Chicago, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Gasol setting the pick for Rose. Mirotic, a screen on Wiggins. This one for 3. It's rebounded by Kevin Garnett. Garnett's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
It has not been an ideal start to the second half. They've missed 3 of their first 4.
That ties it up. Garnett's got 8 points.
3 consecutive baskets have come right at the rim. The defense had better start buckling down and tightening up.
Guys, they are getting exposed in terms of their low post defense.
Now here's Gasol. Mirotic passes to Gasol. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. He's got 11.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
Rubio against Rose. Rubio dishes to Garnett. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way. Garnett's got it all tied up now for the Timberwolves. Rose kicks to Mirotic. Gasol, a screen on Garnett. Here's Snell. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Snell's got 7 points.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
Garnett with a screen on Rose. And it's Rubio penetrating. He got right to the cup using that screen. And that's 12 points for Kevin Garnett.
Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
And, Greg, those looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Gasol can't get it to go. Excellent D there from Garnett. Timberwolves have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Mirotic against Prince. Feeds it to Rubio. For the lead, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. A lot of comparisons have been made about Andrew Wiggins. Kobe Bryant, in fact, Clark went as far as to say that he sees a lot of himself in Wiggins as a player.
Ultimate compliment there. I mean, that's exactly what Kobe Bryant just gave him. Wiggins has the chance to reach that level, I think.
He made the only free throw attempt he had earlier in the game.
76% from the line a season ago. Talking about Kobe, seeing Wiggins as a young version of himself. The skill set Wiggins has is eerily similar to that of a young Kobe.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Gibson comes in for Mirotic. And Brooks subbed in for Butler.
For me, the one thing that set Kobe apart and made him a champion really was his work ethic. If Wiggins can improve and work like Kobe did, then like Kobe, the sky could be the limit. Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Here's Jones. Martin goes in. That one rolling around and rims out. For Chicago, they've gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Snell, the pass to Gibson. Gibson, the screen. Outside Rose. Snell from outside. Wiggins with the rebound. Wiggins has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Great D that time from Gibson. Chicago has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Rose against Jang. Rose up on top. He's got 7 and stolen by Jang. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Wiggins with it. Guarded now by Aaron Brooks. And here's Jones. Back to Wiggins. Left side, Martin. And it's Martin again missing.
High quality shot. Just a little off there with the release.
And Greg, that has him S-H-H-ing, shaking his head. Tough miss that time.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low, and I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation, but, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
Derrick Rose possesses a great skill set, ball handling, passing, and understanding of how to score. First rookie to ever win the All-Star Weekend Skills Challenge.
At some numbers for Martin. He had a strong showing last season. He's averaged 20 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Chicago. Muhammad, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Getting back to Rose, it's his extraordinary handle that allows him to get anywhere on the floor. Such confidence in the way he dribbles and drives, whether it's getting up in a position to set up a teammate, take it himself. He's the one very best at controlling that ball.
It's a great point. I mean, guys like D. Rose, Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Kyrie, they all have maximized that skill. I mean, the thing that separates him and puts him in that Russell Westbrook category is the pure physical strength. When healthy, he's able to play with.
Jimmy Butler, he's jumped in for Kirk Heinrich. Jang, a screen. Martin wide open. He fires. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Outside, Jones. Outside, Martin. And Muhammad has it in the corner. Unloads from 13. The shot is off, so the Bulls will take it the other way.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that basic basketball time management. You got to be aware of your clock and your situation. Make it 10 of their last 12 points coming off assists.
You have to love the ball movement.
Jang, a screen, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Minnesota making a switch here. Levine's checked in. 26 seconds left here in the third quarter. Brooks dishes to Noah. Noah the screen. That's a 2 from Snell. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Snell's got 11.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
And it's Martin missing.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Bulls lead by 6. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. All right, the 4th quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Jimmy Butler is out there with Brooks. And it's Mirotic in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. The Bulls leading by 6. Outside Rose. There's a good screen. Butler kicks to Mirotic. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
And the defense out of position on that possession, which allowed for him to get that offensive board.
Well said. Yes, he did. You're right, Greg. That's a tremendous jam on the putback.
What a great nose for the basketball he has, and such a strong finisher as well.
Here's Prince following the score by Taj Gibson. 6 to shoot. Here's Rubio. Mirotic grabs the miss. Mirotic has got rebound number 5 here tonight. A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. No good from Gibson. Timberwolves trail by 8. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points.
And how's that for a move? The killer crossover. It's a thing of beauty.
Now here's Rose. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this 4th quarter. There's the dish to Butler. Tries from 7. The rebound by Prince.
Well, that's a bad miss right there. I mean, you'd like to see him be a little more assertive when he has such good position.
Over to the left wing. And he overshot that one, missing.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that. Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Timberwolves trail by 8. Rubio the pass to Levine. Here's the screen. He kicks it to Towns. Towns sets the pick for Rubio. And the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul. And the Bulls making a change here. Snell's checked in. Minnesota also with the sub. Andrew Wiggins, who's checked in for Levine. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's Towns. Rejected by Gasol. And that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. Five on the clock. Prince, that's for 2. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Wiggins has got 3 assists tonight.
Well, as for them being behind in this game, you certainly can't put any of it on his shoulders. He's been tremendous offensively.
Mirotic has the open look. Great use of the pick to create room for the jumper.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Rubio dishes to Prince. On the wing, Wiggins, defended by Butler. Wiggins kicks to Towns. That's good.
Crafty pass work there, getting it down low for the easy deuce.
Chicago leading by 6. And it's Rose penetrating.
Some good play from Rose in this one. 9 points, and the assist numbers tremendous.
His court vision is on par with anybody. I mean, he could not pass the ball any better than he is right now.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Boy, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
Yeah, but also give them credit for the layups they've had tonight after strong drives to the basket.
Last season, the Bulls were a tough matchup, solid margin of victory for them, and never looked overwhelmed, Clark.
Yeah, you know what? They're a team that's even-keeled, the type of team that can win anytime they take the floor. They have a system that works and good talent, that actually excellent talent to make it special, and that combination is a winning one.
He hits the second from the line. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Rubio, the pass to Wiggins. The 10-footer. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his 6th assist on the night.
And you talk about the Bulls being able to beat anybody in the league. They did. They did that last season. One of only 3 teams to register 1 win against every other team in the league back in 2015. First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Passes it to Wiggins. No good off the front iron.
And, you know, getting back to that point about the Bulls beating every team in the league, only the Spurs and Warriors were the other teams to do that. Goes to show just how tough last year's Bulls squad was.
1 made 3 for him for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Tayshaun Prince, one of the ultimate Velcro guys. I mean, he's been in the league a long time. The consummate pro, as detailed, steady, and unflappable as they come.
And back to Tayshaun Prince for a moment. So much big game experience, a championship in 04 with the Pistons. That has to rub off on a team when you have a guy like that around in the locker room, on the floor. He's seen it all.
You know, it's a great point. And whether it's in games or practice or even in the locker room, his presence adds continuity. It's like having an extra coach looking out for the younger players.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
And a lot of teams in the West can at least get a little bit of a breather when they go against the Eastern teams. The Wolves didn't have that last year. They got pummeled by the entire conference.
I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. He gave his guys the green light to keep firing from downtown, telling them, listen, I like the work you're doing out there. Keep finding those gaps on the perimeter. They're giving us open shots.
Greg, as you said, with the Wolves, they had as hard a time with the East as anyone. Only managed a 9-21 record, Clark, out of conference.
And those 9 wins were the fewest against the East for any team in the NBA. Not a surprise given how badly the Wolves struggled in general.
And the Timberwolves call timeout. Well, what a season it was for Mirotic last year. Came on stronger for the Chicago Bulls. Continued to improve, effective in the playoffs. Really a joy to watch in his first year.
And interesting, so much hype going into the season was about Dougie McDermott.
Yes.
And whether or not he was going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. It ended up being Mirotic. Most years, he could have walked away with that award.
Timberwolves trail by 9.
For Mirotic, he was most valuable late in games, guys. From March on, he led the league in fourth quarter points per game.
They get it back. Timberwolves passing it around. On the wing, Wiggins. The second chance effort. Again, Wiggins missing.
And for that note about Mirotic, in the fourth, he outscored LeBron and Westbrook that month. That's impressive for any player, much less a rookie. What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, there's just another fantastic dime dropped right there. That one certainly should make the highlight reel.
Now here's Wiggins. Looking to end his cold spell. Again, Wiggins missing.
He's having a tough quarter scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Rose kicks to Mirotic. Mirotic, a screen on Wiggins. Butler goes in. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
It's been fun to watch Gasol in this one. He has 11 points and a couple of great-looking rejections. So far, 2 blocks.
Yeah, you know, he's had a great feel for their ball movement down low and for where to be when the shot's going up.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from Gasol.
You know, another point of contention between every NBA fan is whether or not the age restriction is a good thing. Some want it increased, others want it gone altogether. You know, for me, it's a matter of whether or not you as a team feel that that player can make an impact on your roster.
Wiggins dishes to Towns. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And there are arguments, Clark, on both sides for the NBA and the age restriction it has currently right now. Having one seems to have helped the level of play overall, but I think there's some improvements that can be made.
Yeah, with the D-League coming into its own, though, Kevin, the discussion has opened up again. NBA teams used to not have a place for high school players. The D-League could serve in that regard now, but having a restriction is something that I think has helped the NBA. I actually would like to see it be 20 years old.
Me too. And so he makes both from the line.
The story in the first half was their low free throw percentage. They've corrected that here in the second half, and hopefully they can build on it as this game continues to progress.
Rose against Rubio, and it's Rose penetrating. It's good. That basket, he's now 5 for 9.
A very hot shooting second half has seen them bring that field goal percentage way up.
Yeah, they're cruising right now, looking to add to the lead.
Now here's Towns. Got a piece of it. Butler with the steal. Wiggins with the block, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins. Here is Rose. Now the feed to Snell. Wiggins against Butler. The pass to Gasol. 6 on the shot clock, and he gets the bucket. And the Bulls lead by 15.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Chicago.
Tonight, they seem committed to the three-point shot.
That certainly was their main meal, their bread and butter, if you will.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
Especially because they're going to get together 3 more times this season, Greg. You love to get an opponent figured out early, and you're going to be seeing them that often.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Predicatig. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Predicatig playing extremely well. He's got 21 points, and he's picked up 6 points from behind the arc.
I love the rhythm his outside stroke has produced today.
Here's Rubio. 55 seconds left in the game. Kicks to Wiggins. From 11 feet away. Good on the jump shot. Now Rose. Dishes it to Gasol. Pass to Snell. Predicatig the screen. Snell kicks to Butler. Predicatig a screen on Wiggins. 4 on the shot clock. Over in the corner, Rose. Good D by Rubio. So it's Minnesota now. They trail by 14. Towns sets the pick for Prince. Back to Rubio. He feeds it to Garnett. Pulls up. And nothing but hair on that one.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Well, a nice win for you tonight, Joe Kim. What was the attitude of the team coming into this game and just in general?
Yeah, we played hard tonight. We're getting better. We just got to keep going. You know, it's a work in progress. And, you know, we just got to keep fighting and get as many W's as possible.
Congratulations, Joe Kim. We appreciate it. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. Now it's time to head back to the studio with Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Nikola Predicatig. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
You know what, Ernie? I must admit it. I didn't see this kind of performance come from him tonight. He's been coming off a stretch of game where he just looked lost out there. To see him turn around this quickly, it's a nice surprise. Play after play, he was getting after it, making plays, and making it look easy.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.